Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori Brame and this is Holy City Mystic. So today we're going to talk about what it is like when Venus transits your Yod apex. Now you are going to experience this transit every year. However, certain years Venus does go retrograde. It's not every year, it's about every other year. But when that happens, when Venus does go retrograde, you are actually going to experience it 3 times in a year. So I will cross that bridge when I come to it. But generally, when Venus goes over the apex of your Yod, you are going to feel an increase of love, attraction, and understanding. Now, what I mean by attraction, there is like the physical attraction, but also attracting things into your life, attracting things that have to do with your Yod. It's important to note what house it's in because those things are going to become easier. There's going to be a lot more understanding surrounding them. Another thing to pay attention to is if your sun in your chart is above the horizon line, that means you have a day chart. And if it's below the horizon line, that means you have a night chart. Now, Venus is going to be a lot stronger in a night chart. So if you do have a night chart and your sun is below the horizon line, you are going to feel this a lot deeper, a lot more strongly as it transits the apex of your Yod. Another thing that might happen is you might get like a sneak peek into what the gifts of your Yod are when they open up to you. So when your Yod does open up, after midlife or just after you've mastered these lessons and you do start experiencing the gifts of it, the psychological gifts, the things manifesting into reality, all those things. So when Venus transits the apex of your Yod every year, you might start feeling kind of a preview, kind of a sneak peek of what these gifts are going to look like when they start coming to you, when you've started mastering the lessons connected with the Yod and you start getting that. It's also going to offer you a moment of peace, that feeling of well-being, kind of that feeling of, you have a full meal, you just had some of your favorite dessert or something like that, and you are just sinking into that feeling of satisfaction. It is going to bring, when Venus crosses the apex, it's going to bring a little bit of that respite, just that time where you are satisfied. You're happy with what you've accomplished. You're happy with where you are. You're also going to get a heightened appreciation for yourself. Now, self-love is kind of a touchy phrase where I think it's overused and misused a lot, but you're going to have that self-knowledge, that self-acceptance where it's like, yeah, I am human. I do have all these aspects. I have things that I'm working on, things that I'm not quite happy with where I am, but I'm moving towards something, and you are going to feel that embrace of everything that you are, that acceptance and that knowledge of everything that you are during this transit. Now, another thing to pay attention to is the shadow period. Now, the shadow period is when Venus enters the degrees that it's going to retrograde back over. So if you do have Venus retrograding over the apex of your Yod, the first thing is going to bring a lot of that feeling, a lot of those things that I just talked about, a lot of that feeling of well-being, that peace, that bringing in of self-knowledge and self-love. However, when Venus retrogrades back over it, that's going to turn the mirror back on you. And that's going to be like, why are you not feeling this way 100% of the time? What things do you need to let go of and release so that you can feel this way more often, so that you can come to that point of full acceptance and accept all the gifts that your Yod has to offer? And then when it moves forward again and recrosses the apex of your Yod, that is the time when you start that new cycle. You start that new feeling of, okay, these are all the lessons that I've learned. This is how I can take the gifts that Venus gave me during this time and move forward exploring those. Now, if you do have Venus as the apex of your Yod and then Venus transits it, you are going to feel that doubling down. You are going to feel almost like Venus helping your natal Venus and giving it medicine during that transit, because if Venus is the apex of your Yod, it's a very uncomfortable Venus. Like, you have these two quincunxing planets that are in disagreement with it, and so it's very important to feel that Venus return when it comes around every year. And look, deep into what that could mean for you. That spirit of well-being, that medicine coming through and allowing your natal Venus, which is not very comfortable if it's at the apex of the Yod, to really get all the experience of Venus. If you guys have any questions or stories to share, please share both of those in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll talk to you next time.